Hi, obviously I'm not an artist, and in this vlog I'm going to be displaying and discussing Necron Canopteks. Canopteks are Necron constructs used in a variety of different roles ranging from guarding an armory to repairing systems using intangibility within a tomb. The term Canoptek is a play on word of Canoptek, which refers to an ancient Egyptian vase, urn or jar, often known as a Canoptek jar, that is used to hold the viscera of an impalmed body. And as the Necrons are Egyptian robot skeletons in space, kinda checks out. Starting with a Canoptek reanimator, which is essentially a quadrupedal medic which prowls the Necron's line, shooting beams of energy that repairs damaged warriors, which in games put them back on the table when they're destroyed. A very tall and very targetable model. There's a good look, kinda like the Strider Walker from Half-Life 3, what a great game, and it's easy to paint. As per most Necrons, it is a lead Belcher Prime, lead Belcher base, Agrax Earthshade wash, and a Necron compound dry brush. I originally gained this model from Indomitus and got a second from Warhammer Imperium. I have debated kit bashing the second into a Doomstalker or slice and dice it into some chunks for unique basing opportunities. Decisions. A Canoptek plasma site is an interesting role as it patrols the Necrons in stasis and removes any corruption that they have developed due to the excessive time they've been inactive. However, the Necron subsect known as the Destroyer Cult have co-opted the plasmacytes and are using them to have the corruption injected into themselves, which increases their madness and aggression. Physically, the plasmacyte resembles a robotic snail, and in-game it is purely used for buffing and provides very little damage output. It is commonly found accompanying Scorpek destroyers, to which it can enable them to gain the devastating wounds ability in melee combat. Canoptek spiders are large robotic arachnid-like constructs, their immense weight effortlessly propelled by sophisticated anti-gravic engines. Spiders have a fabricator claw array, a type of tentacle-based toolkit that allows them to carry out maintenance and repairs on Necron tomb systems, and these also make for frighteningly devastating melee weapons. They also are equipped with particle weaponry for some low armor anti-infantry shooting, and the awesomely named Gloom Prison, which is an anti-psychic device used as a defensive strategy against warp spaghetti. Spiders can also manufacture and command Canoptek scarab swarms and resurrect them if they are destroyed in combat. Only in the 41st millennium can arachnids birth insects, though tell Darwin he'd be furious. I have two of these robo creepy crawlies, both sourced from Warhammer Imperium, saving me about 2/3 the full price. Thank you, Hachette Partsworks. Painting here was simple: lead Belcher base, Agrax Earthshade wash and Necron compound for bare metal parts, an Abaddon black base and Warpstone glow, and Moot green for highlights on the shell. On to the recently mentioned Canoptek scarab swarms. These insectoid automatons are often the first wave of Necron force, flying in and attempting to chow down infantry and tanks with their many mandibles. I think I can say without any hyperbole, they are the easiest and fastest minis to paint in the Necron, nay Warhammer range. One change that's worth stating is now when I paint a Scarab or a Necron mini that has a power node or core, I apply some Tesseract technical paint around the envelope for the most basic example of object source lighting, also known as OSL. This can be seen on my Catan Shard the Nightbringer base mounted Scarab Swarm. Canoptek Wraiths are frightening constructs that act as the eyes and ears of a tomb's lord or overlord, more so if the tombs have a vast amount of Necrons in stasis. Wraiths can also repair hard to access systems due to their form being able to twist and rotate. Furthermore, they're able to ghostly phase out of reality. This gives them another role as a spectral assassin. In game, this means they can move through terrain features and have a 4-up invulnerable saving throw. Wraiths, while primarily a melee focused unit armed with either vicious claws or whip coils, which are barbed whips, they can also perform some limited short-range shooting with a particle caster or transdimensional beamer, giving them a surprising versatility for a Crystarian-shaped monster. And this wraps up all the Canoptek units in this Necron army. Are there others? Yes, but many of them are Forge World resin kits. Will I purchase them? Maybe. Let's take a look at them. Starting with the Doomstalker, which is the only non-Forge World unit going forward. A Doomstalker is a quadrupedal weapons platform that guards their master's armory or provide mobile fire support. Armed with the massive Doomsday Blaster, which used to be in 9th edition an incredibly swingy heavy weapon, but in 10th edition it's become more reliable but equally as potentially devastating. The Canoptek Tombstalker is an ancient and alien centipede-like machine, a mass of Necron living metal, murderous will, and the ability to deep strike through underground tunneling. The Canoptek Tomb Sentinel is a heavier armoured version of the Tombstalker. This is only really defined by the upgraded abilities on the tabletop, a more effective shooting weapon, and £11 price difference. Due to this similar form and both being manufactured from resin, honestly can't tell them apart when viewing their models. And lastly, the Canoptek Anthrakites, which are flying insectoid vanguard units deployed as a trio that are somewhat locust or dragonfly in appearance. They are armed with a thorax-mounted cutting beam, which is essentially the Necron equivalent of an Imperial melter gun, and a tail-mounted void blade, a reality-phasing melee weapon, which is essentially the Necron equivalent of an Imperial power sword. Their role is that of an upgraded Scarab Swarm with short-range shooting abilities. Upon reflection, the Doomstalker for me is a yes for a purchase. The Tombstalker and Sentinel probably a no, and the Acantharites can, I think, be kit bashed without too much hassle from a Wraith kit. Anyway, thanks for watching. The last two videos have had really good views for this small channel. Welcome if you're new to my content, and please like, comment and subscribe as I continue to chronicle the collecting, constructing and creating.